One of my favourite things that I did in Thailand was the East Railay Viewpoint hike. Let's face it, it's more of a climb, but it was absolutely brilliant. This was the view from the top, and I'm going to share my tips, tricks, and what to expect if you decide to do this hike too. Let's start with how to find it. If you're coming from Ao Nang, you'll come into this beach here. This is Railay West Beach. You then have to cut across the island, down past the East Beach, and then the trailhead is halfway down this path connecting East Beach to the beach down here. So then you'll come to this sign here. This is at the very bottom of the trail. As you can see, this part here is yellow. So this is a 90-meter climb. I will go into that bit in more detail. So this is called the technical trail. And then there's one across the top here, just through the woods. This one's about 200 meters long. And then the viewpoint is just above my head here. Once you get to the top of the technical trail, you can go right and go down towards the lagoon. I didn't do that one because the conditions that I did this in were a little less than ideal, so I only did the one to the viewpoint and then I came back down again. So this is what the bottom of the trail looks like. It is literally a climb, like on your hands and knees. You do have to use your hands as grip literally the whole way up. A way to work out roughly what 90 meters would look like, it's this to like here times 2, so it's like 3 times this. So this is about 30 meters, and then you've got the same again, twice more. The route doesn't change much more than this. I think this is actually the hardest section of it, because when you get up onto the next ones, it gets a bit more rocky and a bit more tree-like, so there's more handholds. I found coming down here to be the hardest because there's not really a huge amount to grip. I came down backwards, so I did the whole route in reverse as if I was climbing down a ladder. I felt that that was the safest way for me to get down. But this part was the hardest is because there wasn't really anything to grip onto. So let's take another look of what the trail looks like. So then this is almost at the top looking down, so you can just about see at the end of this rope that's down here there are 2 people, so they're about halfway. So then you've then got to go down to like the floor, like where the trees are. So it is, as you can see, there's a lot of rocks and boulders. The rope was a bit useless because it's obviously loose, it's a piece of rope. I didn't really use it, I didn't find it that useful, so it's not really that good. But after this part, the trail then does flatten out. This is kind of what it looks like. It's just a flat trail. In the rain, it does get a bit slippery, but it's a lot easier compared to the first part. And then this is what the viewpoint looks like from the top. So it is quite a small window between the trees, but I personally think it was worth it. I did like seeing the sea either side of like the peninsula, so I thought it was worth it. And the climb was really fun. It was just like climbing a tree when you're a kid, but it is slippery, so you do have to be careful.